Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Hey Sara Sara. My name is Sally Raja, and I'll be your host. Hey Sara Sara is a multidisciplinary podcast where I sit down with students, founders, creators, and changemakers to explore the stories, passions, and ideas behind what they do. Today, we're joined by the team behind Unity Motion, a student led initiative dedicated to supporting seniors and reducing fall risks through culturally inspired movement activities. Inspired by personal experiences and driven by a desire to create meaningful change, they've partnered with physical therapists, conducted trial classes, and brought their program to senior communities. Today, we'll be talking about the inspiration behind Unity Motion, the importance of supporting older adults, and what it's like building an initiative as a team. We're so excited to have you here. Welcome to the podcast, guys.
Thank
You.
you. Thanks
Hi,
for
thank
having
you.
us.
Of course. Okay, so before we dive into Unity Motion, can each of you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about who you guys are?
My name's Niharikha Vimal. I'm a rising senior at Leander High School, and I'm the executive director of Unity Motion currently.
My name is Aditi Trivedi. I'm also a rising senior at Leander High School, and I'm the co-founder of Unity Motion.
And my name is Shriya Nagammanavar. I'm also a senior now at LHS, and I'm also the co-founder of Unity Motion.
Okay, great. So let's start at the beginning. What inspired you guys to create Unity Motion and how did the idea first come about?
So the story kind of starts with dance. I've been training Bharatanatyam for over 12 years, and I've also been able to complete my Arangetram, which is a huge milestone in a Bharatanatyam dancer's journey. And dance has really shaped me as not only as a dancer, but also has improved my balance, agility, flexibility, and even how I understand movement and expression. But the spark for Unity Motion came from two moments. The first was during a trip to India when my older relatives would watch me dance and kind of say almost nostalgically that they wished they could have learned Bharatanatyam as well. But Bharatanatyam is usually taught at a young age and the choreography can be intense. So it felt like out of reach for them. And then the second moment was last year when my grandmother had a serious fall and her physical therapist gave her exercises that felt very generic and pretty boring. And there's no cultural connection, no joy, just movements that she kind of felt like she had to go through. And that's when the idea clicked. What if I could blend meaningful cultural movements with functional exercise and something that seniors could actually enjoy or relate to and feel proud of? So that's how Unity Motion was born. It's a way to help older adults stay active while reconnecting with culture, community, and a sense of identity.
Okay, great. So for someone hearing about Unity Motion for the first time, what's the elevator pitch?
Okay, so Unity Motion is a student-led organization that is focused on helping seniors stay active, healthy, and connected. We created a fitness program that blends culture-inspired movement like Bharatanatyam with evidence-based exercises to improve balance, mobility, and flexibility, and ultimately reduce fall risk of seniors. What makes us different from ordinary fitness classes is that we don't just incorporate reps and routines and repetitive exercises, but rather we blend culture, music, and storytelling and cultural elements that make movements meaningful and enjoyable for seniors. And because we're student-led, our mission is really centered on helping seniors move with confidence, build community, and feel an overall sense of joy and connection in every session.
I love that. Okay, so falls among older adults aren't always talked about. So why is this an issue that people, especially younger generation, should care more about?
Well, currently falls among older adults tend to be more overlooked because it's seen to be such as like a normal thing as part of aging. But although they can have serious consequences such as broken bones, their loss of independence, or even long-term disabilities. And where falls can actually be more preventable than people may think. And by learning fall prevention early, younger generations can help create safer environments and they can also support healthy aging. And by raising our awareness today, we can improve quality of life for older adults and reduce healthcare costs in the future.
I love it. Okay, so Unity Motion combines movement with cultural elements. So can you guys tell us more about what your sessions look like and why you chose this approach?
That's a good question. So our sessions are built from a curriculum we developed with Nishal Patel, who is a local physical therapist in the Leander area, along with feedback from our trial classes that we held last year in senior homes. And it kind of starts with basics like foundations of movement and awareness. And that first month, we focus on like breathing, gentle stretching, simple arm and leg patterns to help the participants kind of connect to their bodies and be aware of each movement they do. And then from there, we gradually build strength and dynamic balance. And that includes like targeted muscle work, walking and pivoting drills, facial movements, and even storytelling elements that are inspired by classical dance. And then towards the end, we kind of bring everything together so participants can practice movement sequences, explore rhythm and music, and build confidence through guided meditation and integrated routines. And we chose this approach because it blends culture, music, and movement, which engages all the senses. And that makes exercise meaningful rather than mechanical. And when the seniors can feel connected to the activity, to their heritage, to even each other, they're more motivated, more consistent, and they see better physical and mental health outcomes, which ultimately leads to reduced fall risk.
That's great. Okay, so you guys have worked with physical therapists and held trial classes, right? So was there a moment when you realized that your program was truly making an impact?
That's a great question. One of our most meaningful movements came from our trial classes that we held last year, like Aditi said. It was after we showed them some of our movements and everything, it was towards the end of our classes. And like initially they were very like hesitant to like come up and ask questions and be very interactive. But after we completed our session, they were really engaged. They were asking a lot of questions about Bharatanatyam, and they're also like sharing their own movements with falls and their experiences with culture that they had before in their lives. And they were like they're just like really confident with their movement and their questions, and just seeing that engagement with us and seeing them being really happy really showed us that our classes could make an impact in real life with these seniors. And it really helped us motivate to expand in our community and also reach out to different senior homes and really kind of pursue our mission and helping build connection, confidence, and community, which is exactly what we set out to do. So it was really nice to see that impact in real life.
That's great. That's great. Okay, so what's been the most challenging part of building Unity Motion while balancing school and other commitments?
So while tr building Unity Motion, we all have our outside things are in hobbies we like to do, such as clubs and extracurriculars. But I think one of the most challenging parts of building Unity Motion has been ensuring that the program remains engaging and accessible and beneficial for older adults with varying physical abilities. So we had to develop a curriculum that adapts Bharatanatyam inspired movements into safe and effective exercises for seniors required extensive planning, research, and feedback. So it was important to create like sessions that promoted balance, mobility, and confidence while remaining enjoyable and culturally meaningful.
Okay, and looking ahead, what do you hope Unity Motion will accomplish in the next few years?
In the next few years, we hope to expand the program into more communities across Texas and eventually build chapters across the country. And we want to keep refining our curriculum based on the feedback we receive from our seniors, physical therapists, and partner facilities so the program keeps getting more accessible and more culturally rich. And ultimately, our goal is to reach as many older adults as possible and create a movement, literally and figuratively, around staying active, connected, and confident.
Okay, great. And so we're gonna go into our fun segment next. So since there's three of you, let's settle this. Who's the planner, who's the motivator, and who's the one sending messages at midnight?
That's a great question. I would definitely say the planner among us is definitely Aditi. She's the one that always comes up with like plenty of ideas and initiates a lot of like our meetings and everything. She's always the one who's texting at all time and like reaching out to people to get opportunities. And then I would say Niharikha is the one who's definitely texting at midnight. Um, I mean, I would say that we were all like awake at midnight, so that's when like we're most active. And then I would say I'm the motivator of our group. I kind of I would say a bit more lighthearted and kind of, encourage some of the things and be kind of funny in our group chats. But yeah.
I love that. Okay. And if Unity Motion had a slogan besides its name, what would it be?
So we actually spent a lot of time thinking about our like slogan, and we collectively came up with where movement meets meaning, and where we have our meeting as our cultural aspect of our sessions.
I love that. Very catchy. Okay, so looking ahead, where do you hope Unity Motion will be in the next few years?
Again, like we want to expand across our state and then country through like chapters and then kind of collaborate with a lot of people beyond just who we've already collaborated with. So partner with more facilities, talk to more seniors, build their relationships, and make it authentic, kind of more than us like just helping them, they're also helping us a lot. So keeping that exchange and yeah, kind of building relationships with seniors, facilities, physical therapists, etc.
Okay, great. And if there's a student listening who wants to create a change in their community but doesn't know where to start, what advice would you give them?
I think they should start with doing something that they're very passionate about, where it doesn't feel like work, but rather than a hobby they enjoy, because that's what they're gonna really pour into, rather than if they're doing something they aren't very motivated in.
That's some great advice. Okay, and if anyone wants to reach out to you guys to volunteer or do anything, where can they reach out?
They can definitely reach out by our Instagram account, just our Unity Motion at one. They can reach out again, like you said, for volunteering, for any collaborations that they want to do with us. And yeah, that's our main source of contact.
Okay, and we'll put that up at the end for the viewers if they want to reach out or anything. So thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your story. It's been a pleasure learning more about your journey started in Unity Motion, your passions, and the work you're doing to make a difference. And to everyone listening, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you in the next episode.